This video is an investigative documentary. It does not intend to mock, shame, or humiliate any individuals or groups involved. No unverified claims or allegations are presented as fact. All information included has been publicly shared by third parties, media sources, or the individuals themselves. I'm not responsible for the accuracy or opinions expressed in third-party content. This video is created under fair use for commentary, analysis, and reporting, and complies with YouTube's community guidelines. This video does not seek to glorify or glamorize negative behavior, but aims to provide an educational insight into realities often overlooked or unseen by the wider public. As I always say, there's one simple rule. If you don't speak on it, I can't report on it. I hope you enjoy the video. Some things are better left unsaid. Who is CJ CGM, also known as Crazy George, aka Criminal George? And why does his reputation run so deep, yet so little is truly known about him? Is CJ CGM really who people think Digga D is? In this investigative documentary, you will find out. One random weekday evening while I was scrolling through social media, I paused on a video that stopped me in my tracks. It was a close-up of a man with a scar down his right eye, making shocking, brazen claims that most wouldn't dare speak aloud. My first reaction was, is this real? How is this still on social media? And who exactly is this man? I had to find out. What was said in this video, I hear you ask? Well, let me explain. What he said was truly intense, raw, unfiltered, and far beyond what you'd expect to hear online. I've edited and removed parts of the original footage as the full video content is not viewer-friendly nor suitable for this platform. But here's what was said in an interpreted and paraphrased way. He began by addressing those questioning him about his eye, calm at first, but quickly turning combative. He stated that this is the same eye involved in an altercation with a well-known UK rapper, one whose name starts with F and ends with O. Then almost tauntingly, he questioned the strength and credibility of that rapper's entire team, making brazen claims about who truly controls the streets. In the video, he says, "Who are you, bro? Some undercover Zot Utes? You keep asking about my eye." But this is the same eye that got into an altercation with, again he mentions a well-known UK rapper whose name starts with an F and ends in an O. He continues, "That's your boss, and he couldn't handle a man that's disabled." He then shifts gears, stating who he's affiliated with, dropping names and hinting at past events, before making one of the most outrageous, confrontational statements I've heard in a very long time. With zero hesitation, he claims, "We made your guy say woo-woo. And my older is still walking around a free man." That line right there is one of the most disrespectful, wild, and unfiltered things I've ever heard online. Not just because of what it implies, but because of how confidently and publicly it was said. At first, I almost believed him. But as the investigation unfolded, the lines blurred. Is he telling the truth, exaggerating, or referring to someone else's deeds? It's hard to say, especially as it seems he might be dealing with mental health issues. My search for information on this mysterious figure led to surprisingly little. There were no major news stories, and only a handful of industry insiders had even heard of him, let alone had anything substantial to say. It felt like I was chasing shadows. But then, luckily, I stumbled across what would become the turning point in this investigation. A 2018 article published by the Daily Mail. The headline described a violent spree at Notting Hill Carnival involving two men, and one of them matched CJ's description almost exactly. That article became the door I needed to step deeper into this story. It revealed that CJ, along with his co-defendant, had been sentenced to a combined 30 years in prison for a string of serious attacks committed in the middle of a family-friendly public event. This revelation didn't just confirm CJ's existence, it added weight to the street rumors, the social media whispers, and the bold claims he had made in that viral video. Suddenly, the myth was beginning to look like reality. The article reads as follows. I have once again redacted and removed certain parts to ensure it remains respectful to the victims of the crimes mentioned. Two men have been handed a combined 30-year prison sentence after a violent spree at Notting Hill Carnival turned a family-friendly event into a crime scene. The pair were seen weaving through massive crowds at Carnival, allegedly seeking revenge for an earlier incident involving a friend. One was armed with a prohibited tool, while the other carried a flick tool. Within the span of an hour, they launched 3 separate attacks, leaving multiple carnival goers seriously injured. The assaults triggered a major police investigation. CCTV and social media footage helped identify the attackers, who were later arrested during coordinated raids. In a bizarre twist, one of the defendants reportedly tried to dodge court by hiding under his prison bed. Despite denials and attempts to shift blame, both men were found guilty. A judge warned that incidents like this threaten the future of Notting Hill Carnival itself. Both men involved in the attack were sentenced to 15 years for one charge, 12 years for another, and 8 years for the third. All 3 charges were classed as GBH, and the sentences were ordered to run concurrently. After finding out this information, I had to know what caused this event to happen, who was involved, what started it, and why it escalated the way it did. Let's look at where this all took place. The scene where all of this unfolded is Northwest London. Now, for those that don't know, in the heart of Northwest London lies a stretch of raw, unfiltered reality, where history, culture, and conflict collide. From the lively chaos of Ladbroke Grove, with its Caribbean roots and carnival spirit, to the relentless grind of Harrow Road, a concrete artery pulsing with street life and unspoken tension, the energy never fades. Tucked just off the main road sits the Mozart estate, a fortress-like maze known for its community strength and street-coded survival. These areas, rich in identity and marked by hardship, form a backdrop where every corner tells a story of music, movement, and moments that shape lives in silence and sound. Within Northwest London, there are many groups. The 2 groups we are going to concentrate on for this video are HRB, also known as the Harrow Road Boys, and CGM, also known as the Certified Grove Members, formerly 10-11. The HRB Boys, or Harrow Road Boys, are a Northwest London group based around the Mozart estate and the Harrow Road stretch, covering areas like Queen's Park, Maida Hill, and West Kilburn. Their territory runs parallel to their rivals CGM from nearby Ladbroke Grove, with Harrow Road acting as the dividing line in an ongoing West London tension. The CGM group, Certified Grove Members, are based in Ladbroke Grove, W10, with territory covering Golborne Road, Portobello Road, and parts of Notting Hill and Westbourne Park. Their stronghold is around the Lancaster West Estate, placing them at the heart of West London and just across from rival turf like HRB on Harrow Road. Now HRB, Harrow Road Boys, and CGM, Certified Grove Members, operate in areas that are just minutes apart. Their territories sit on opposite sides of Harrow Road, which acts as a dividing line between the two. CGM are based around Ladbroke Grove and the Lancaster West Estate, while HRB control the nearby Mozart Estate, as well as areas like Queen's Park and Maida Hill. In some places, it's just a short walk from one territory to the other, fueling constant tension and rivalry. You may be wondering what this has to do with the actual topic of the video. Well, now I'm going to explain. The 2 main figureheads that everyone knows from this beef are Digga D of CGM and Fredo of HRB. These 2 have been the main public faces of the conflict, dissing each other via social media and music for years. However, there may be a forgotten link within all of this, and his name is CJ CGM. Digga D's infamous popularity only grew as his reputation for having one eye and being a menace in the streets spread like wildfire. That image lifted him straight to the top of the UK rap scene. But here's the twist. What if CJ CGM is actually the person people think Digga D is? CJ only has one eye like Digga D. CJ pretty much received what could be considered half a life sentence for committing some shocking acts. Could this man be the real Digga D? The one behind the stories, the persona, the fear? In the now viral video that is the reason behind this documentary, CJ claims he allegedly got into an altercation with a big UK rapper. I wanted to know if there was any truth to this. And while there are no concrete news articles or official reports saying this explicitly, I did find a small article which includes a quote from the UK rapper in question, saying, "I experienced a serious confrontation in the past. Despite the challenges I faced, I managed to recover and continue my music career." To keep it respectful and in line with YouTube rules, that's all I can say on that matter. But it appears the said rapper had been attacked. Whether or not CJ actually did it, I can't confirm. Internet forums seem to suggest he did, and CJ himself says he did in the video. But until an official report comes out, I can neither confirm nor deny that it happened. It's all alleged. There are also other wild and deeply serious statements made in the video, but due to how intense and sensitive they are, I can't delve into the facts, details or outlines of those specific claims within this video. In a world where online chatter can paint a picture as wild as any story, the truth often gets lost in the noise. This man's name carries weight on the streets, with claims of a lengthy rap sheet echoing through forums and social media. But how much of it is fact, and how much is fiction? In the end, the lines between reputation and reality blur, reminding us that every story has layers, and sometimes the real truth lies just beneath the surface, waiting to be uncovered. As I did my research and looked into certain aspects of cases, news articles, and forums, I couldn't believe what I was reading. Some truly crazy stuff. However, one thing I did realize while making this documentary is that road life truly isn't a path anyone should go down. So is CJ from CGM really telling the truth in that video? Only he knows. But one thing I'm certain of now, it makes sense why Digga said what he did in his daily duppy. We got a CJ from GR as well, but we ain't in San Andreas. It's your boy, Mr. Inconspicuous, aka David Strappenborough, signing out of another For the Streets production.